hear me out. Now that he has been drafted, I think he's like, what, the 5th draft pick or something like that. I don't know nothing about no football, but I do know bull when I see it. First things first, let me say this here. He didn't have a story behind him. Had he had my mother was on drugs and wasn't in my life. I was raised by my grandmother. My daddy was in prison all my life. He would have got drafted. That's what it is. It's the whole complex savior mentality that they have. I picked you up. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been. You know, that type of whole story. They love a sad story. And because he had a father, of course he had a mother present, and they had good money in their family. He was not poor. He didn't come from the ghetto. They didn't raise him up from poverty. This is why, in my opinion, they keep calling him cocky. He had too much going on. He did not have anything for them to save him from. He had too much. You know, that's the whole problem. He's out here, you know, sporting watches that a lot of couldn't afford, so that's a problem to them. You know, you have to have a story for them. Oh, you know, I grew up struggling. My mom was on drugs. I didn't know my dad. My grandmother was on food stamps. He did not have that story. It does not make it don't make them feel good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give them that whole, if it wasn't for me, you know, God complex that they like to have. That's my opinion, and you can argue with your mammy on it.
It's been days since the 2025 NFL Draft, and at this point, you can say the star of the draft was Shedeur Sanders. Since the first day of the draft, he's been trending, and it went on through the whole weekend. He's the #1 talked about player after the NFL colluded against him, making him fall all the way down to number 144. No doubt about it, all the owners are obviously stupid. Their conniving game backfired, especially on the Falcon coach and his sorry loser son. People are calling for that coach to be fired and held accountable, because how did his son even get Shedeur's number in the first place? Nobody had that number except for the NFL coaches. Nobody else.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
This ain't gonna be nothing to do.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Oh my God! He bought it!
Fam, I thought that was a real person that called you, but it actually wasn't, was it?
No, I told you. That was a specific phone number, not in my name, not in anything.
So you bought that phone just for the draft?
Boost Mobile shipped the phone just for the draft.
So how did they get
Nobody had the number.
That's what I'm saying.
The number was only in the email thread that the NFL sent out to only teams.
That's outrageous, bro. So the NFL leaked it, basically.
I'd like to see the face of that kid, because sometimes you need to be embarrassed. So your dad is a defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. You go into his laptop computer and find a number for Shedeur Sanders. And you prank call him. First of all, it was cruel and it was classless to Shedeur. It jeopardized your dad. What if the Atlanta Falcons didn't believe it was your dad, that it was just you? What if they had believed it was him? And I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. I don't believe that man did. I don't believe he had anything to do with this. I think it would be unfair to accuse him of that. But what if the Falcons didn't believe him? What if the NFL didn't believe him? Your dad could have lost his job. And because you want to prank somebody, okay, and be cruel and insensitive, knowing what Shedeur must have been going through, you would be some privileged little brat that would do something like that.
Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
It just pissed me off.
No, that's all.
No, but the thing is,
It's supposed to
yeah,
happen.
but the thing is, why get mad? Because they want you to have a certain type of reaction to it. They want you to feel humiliated. You know what I mean? They want you to feel bad. They want you to feel all that. But I ain't tripping.
You said nobody got that f***ing number though.
Nobody has a number.
Yeah,
Coach Jeff Ulbrich need to be fired. Atlanta, what are y'all doing? How are you allowing confidential information out like that freely? There's no way that anybody else should have had access to what Jeff had access to. So in my opinion, it's his fault. He should be let go ASAP. Y'all out here looking real incompetent right now, and his son better stay out in them Atlanta streets because it's definitely not safe for him. His daddy should have whooped his behind. Especially at 21 years old, he should know better. He ain't too old to get rocked. Nah, not when dealing with something like this. You better get him before somebody else get him.
Look at you. Now you apologizing because they trying to jump you. So Goofy alert, the guy who prank called Shedeur pretending to be the Saints trying to recruit him is now apologizing to Shedeur in social media for doing the prank. You see, they were dumb enough to record themselves doing the prank calling Shedeur, having him believe that he was getting drafted, completely forgetting that Instagram police are stronger than the FBI. They found out he's the Falcons DC son, and they believe his dad gave him the number, which people are saying fused into more that the NFL was trolling Shedeur. Well, now, due to the backlash of people telling him if they catch him outside, he finna catch the hands, he has now put out a whole statement, even though originally none of them were trying to say that he had anything to do with it. Some people are saying that it was a harmless prank, it shouldn't go this serious, while others are saying that no, they found it funny trying to put Shedeur down because, as everyone was claiming, people in the NFL was basically trying to humble him or make an example out of him, and it backfired. Now they tell him, bruh, we don't care for your apology. The minute you come outside the dorm, get ready. Yo, you be safe.
Hey, yo, Jax Ulbrich, you know you done effed up, right? I said you know you done effed up, right? You thought you were hilarious sending a prank call over to Shedeur Sanders. You thought that it would be hilarious, the lulls would never end. Well, 2 days later, we know it was you, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't want to be Jeff right about now. Oh, who is Jeff? That's your dad. I would call him the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be in that position, bud. And whose fault is that gonna be? Whose fault is that? The irony of you hating on Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, only for you to be the reason why your dad likely winds up jobless. It don't pay to hate, y'all. It just don't. Let this be a lesson. You play stupid games, you win nothing.
Yeah, if the Falcons administration had any integrity left, they will let Jeff go right now. There's no way he should be allowed at any Falcon facilities. Him or his grown 21-year-old son. Y'all need to go ahead and pack it up. Go back to California or somewhere. I don't care where y'all go, but they need to get away from anywhere 2 hours within 285 quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Shout out to our brother Dark Power. I appreciate you for all of your support for the channel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.